Sweet. Hold on one
Super
second.
alive. It's good to know that after all your recent success, Sam, that you still find yourself humble enough to talk to us little guys. It's so
No,
nice of you to remember me.
you are not a little guy. You're
I know
like
I'm kind of fat.
you're like 5'2".
I actually did. I had a couple of people from the podcast come up to me, and they were like, "Wow, I just pictured you to be like 5'4". Why are you so tall? I'm
Yeah, I
like
didn't expect you to be 6'3" or whatever you are.
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, I'm tall. Tall and dumb. I think
Yeah,
Stephanie.
yeah.
I think Stephanie Paul was the one who said that. She's like, "I did not expect Melina Mike to be so short, and I did not expect you to be so tall." Like, yeah, Mike is apparently Filipino, and I'm apparently like Eastern European.
yeah, like a Albanian at Kachi.
Hey, Shane Tyrese in the chat. Hi, Shane.
Hey, Team USA. Next
Team
or
America. Oh, I
2
do have your.
weeks.
I actually
2
do have the
weeks.
jacket here for that. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Okay. Which one's yours? What size are you? Like medium or something?
Probably large.
The Team USA jackets. I found everybody's except for yours, apparently. This one must be yours. This one is yours. Okay. So you have something neat to wear. So shout out to Onboard Sportswear who did these up for, well, at least our sponsored players.
Oh wow, those actually do look nice. I haven't seen them yet. That looks pretty good.
Got the USA down the sleeve. Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Those are sick.
Actually, I might not even send this to you. I might just keep this for myself.
Yeah, shout out to Onboard. Thank you guys very much.
Would you be upset if I kept this?
Yes, I would.
Probably. I don't know. I might keep it anyways. Who knows? We'll see. Well, there you are. I guess before we get started, let's give a shout out to the people who helped make this podcast happen. Our sponsors. We just showed off Onboard Sportswear, so props to Onboard Sportswear. We also have Insight Performance Coaching, Billiards Digest, Salado, Find Your Game, Digital Pool, and Horo Tips. And then our title sponsor is Jacoby Custom Cues. And we love Jacoby Custom Cues, so we're going to show you the sweet advert. We love Jacoby Custom Cues. You will too. I think that's what you're supposed to say, right? No, we do. Jacoby Custom Cues, I play with them. Lots of actually top players are playing with them now. They're great cues. Okay, and we'll also give a shout out to the Patreons that support the show and allow us to continue doing what we're doing. So, Double Dave Cues, Dave Wiersma, Mo Bashir, Cody Wettig, Ed Ladawi, who's often in the chat, Matt Poland, and Morgan Lupton. We thank you all for your support every month, and that allows us to continue doing what you're doing. If you would like to support the podcast using the Patreon, you can do so in any of the. I think the description of the videos will have them. So you can check it out there. And if you want to join the biggest supporter of the podcast for the listeners, you can do it there. All right, Sam, U.S. Open.
Yeah,
Overall,
US Open.
do you think you had a successful or unsuccessful U.S. Open? What do you think?
I would say half and half. Honestly, I think it was mostly successful though. I played definitely better than last year. I was happy to go farther than last year. I made it to day 3. I started on day 2 though, so it was a.
Well, you were
But,
so good that they wouldn't even put you on day 1 because they knew you'd make it through day 1. So they just threw you straight into day 2, right?
Yeah, I lost my first match again though. I lost my first match last year, and I lost my first match again this year. A little tougher draw this year though. Had Fedor Gorst
On the stream table.
On the stream table, yes, table number 2. If you guys want to go watch that, it's on Matchroom. Don't watch it though. It was bad.
Skip that one. Go to your next stream match.
Skip to the next stream match. But I ended up winning a couple more on day 2. I actually
Mm-hmm.
felt pretty good on the tables, and then went into day 3 and
you won your next 2 matches on day 2.
I won my next 2 matches on day 2. Yeah, and then woke up Wednesday, my birthday, and beat Loho Sum. Yeah, yep. The
Turn
big
12.
one too.
Good job. Yeah.
Yep. Turned 17. And then I won. Yeah, so I beat Loho Sum in the morning on Wednesday, and then I got knocked out in the evening round, the losers qualification. But overall, I would say I played pretty good. I just kind of fell apart at the end. I would say just gotta get over that little hump.
Well, do you want to talk about that match? Because I don't think you fell apart. I think you were sharked into oblivion. My personal opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Because
at the end of the day, I'm gonna use your little saying. At the end of the day, it was my fault. It was my fault. I played bad in my mind.
You were up. Am I correct in saying you were up 5-2 currently? Or when you're playing, so of course you were playing BJ Ushiri to get into the final 64. You were up 5-2. Is that right?
I was up 5-3.
5-3, and you had let's not say it's an easy 7-ball, but it's a 7-ball you have to make. The length of the table pretty much you straight in. You just have to stop the cue ball. On those pockets, nothing's easy, but it's a shot that you
probably am supposed to make it like 90% of the time.
You miss it. And then from there, I feel like as a spectator, because I'm sitting there watching the match, when you got up to that table, because BJ missed a shot to let you get to that table, and before you could get to the table, he had to have a couple of words with you. Let's just say that. Every time BJ would miss, he was leaving you a shot, and every time that you would miss, I guess in his mind, you were getting lucky, and he decided to make sure that as you're on your way to the table, that he had to stop you and make sure that you knew how lucky you were getting. From that moment on, like when he stopped you under that table, I just didn't see the same person in you. I didn't see the same player. You go on to miss your 7-ball. I think you took over that table at the 4-ball, something like that.
It was the 5-ball, I think.
The 4 or 5-ball.
It was. I think it. Yeah, it was the 4 or the 5, and I just had to make it and draw it back a little bit. It's pretty simple shot.
But I think that this is a valuable lesson for everybody that's out there watching. That's the only reason I'm bringing all this up. It can help out the listener, I think. But BJ, just you're the type of players that you mostly just you shoot your shot, you go back to your chair, and you sit down. And BJ likes to talk to you. And every time that you would miss a ball, he would make sure to have some words. Every time that you came to the table, he would make sure that he had some words for you. And completely, from what I saw, it completely threw you off your game. Do you agree? Or do you think? What do you think?
I believe that it was still my fault. I believe that it was my fault that I let those words get to me. If they, it's just my fault, honestly. I mean, I think I had that match under control, and I let it slip.
Sure. Well, you definitely were. You definitely had the match under control. You make that 7-ball. In fact, I think if he doesn't bring in the vocal side of things, if he doesn't start like trying to, in my mind, I don't know if he did it on purpose. I think it's kind of hard not to think that he did it on purpose. But if he doesn't shark you, I think he probably beat him maybe 11 to, I guess it was 9 at the time, right? No, it was a race
to 9.
Race to 9, yes. I think you probably beat him 9-4, 9-5. I mean, the way that you were completely out shooting him, you were outplaying him at the time. You make that, he doesn't get into your head. You make that shot to run out. You're up 6-3 at the time. Is it unreasonable to think that you're going to win the set from there? No, but he did what whatever you want to say. I guess it's a pretty tough lesson to learn to get to the final 64 of the U.S. Open, but I think it's going to help your career in the long run. So mentally prepare
definitely.
Time you play somebody who can't handle losing without trying to shark the person they're playing against. But kind of is what it is. I've had a healthy respect for BJ's game, and he's always been a bit of like a talker. But I don't know. I guess call me a little biased, but I'm sitting there watching the way he's treating a 17-year-old kid. And he has to know what he's doing. He especially has to know what he's doing after your game started falling apart, and he still continued to talk to you every single time that an inning was swapped. I lost a little bit of respect for him as a person. I want to bring that up for me. I don't know. You don't have to comment on that at all, but my headset just died. Oh, it's back. Oh, that was annoying.
Are you good?
Technology is failing me. Okay, sorry.
Can you hear me?
That. Yep, now I can. You can hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, we'll give a shout out to Michael Littman in the chat. Got my light. I'm just working on trying to find a scaffold high enough that I can hang it so that we can show that off. But huge shout out to Michael Littman for sending me over a light.
Definitely shout out to Mike Littman. He sent me one too a couple years back. I appreciate it. I still got it over my table. It works extremely well. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. Huge shout out. Some of the best lights in the business. Super light. I'm actually kind of surprised how light it is for how big that light is and how much energy that thing pumps out. It's quite light and quite practical. It's awesome. So I guess takeaways from the U.S. Open. What'd you take away from it?
The tables are tough, I would say, definitely.
Those things are brutal, man.
Yeah, those are brutal. I got to get used to that slide of the table. I wasn't used to it coming in on day one in my first match. I let the slide get away a little bit, and I got out of line in my very first match, and from there I kind of got used to it. The tables kind of, got a little worn, and there's a little bit less slide, especially on the outer tables. The TV tables kind of remained a little slidey, but the tables were super tough. The whole setup was sweet though. I mean, I really like the arena, all the matchroom events. I want to start going to more of those matchroom events, those big matchroom events, to gain a little bit more experience in that setting. But other than that, I don't know. I guess just got to practice more. I guess work on that break. Definitely work on the break. I went back and watched my matches on the stream table, and my break was awful. I got to work on that break.
Well, the break is tough. It is super tough, right? You see some of the players. You never saw anybody really dominate the break. I mean, even the whitewashing that Pin Chung, which we'll obviously talk about him in a few. Even the whitewashing he put on Aloysius. I mean, he didn't dominate the break. He broke well, but he didn't. Dominate the break.
Well, I don't know if he broke and ran a whole lot in that match.
I think he broke and ran either 5 or 6 racks, one of the two.
I mean, that's still a lot, but
I think they said
11. He went for 11. I think they said he went 11 for 11 on the break though. Made the one in the side every time.
Yeah, but I mean that's the magic of this break is even if you're hitting it as good, that's about as good as he could possibly hit. If you're going 11 for 11, how much better can you hit it besides getting luckier on the 2-ball or whatever the lowest ball is at that point? He can't break him any better, and he still only had an opportunity to run, let's say, half of the breaks. Yeah, I think the break is we have these and I said this Matchroom pool forum is like probably the most toxic place in the entire internet, maybe short of a YouTube stream, but or a YouTube chat, I should say. But like, there's people saying like, "Oh my goodness, like these people are making 11 out of 11 on the one ball. This break is, this break is broken. We need to do something again, and maybe we need to put the bottom ball on the spot instead." It's just like it's so dumb because even if you hit them as good as you can possibly hit them, you're still like no guarantee to get onto the lowest ball. You start breaking that one ball into the corner, or you break the wing ball in the corner, you put the one back on the spot and you break that one in the corner, you can start controlling the rack where the two ball goes to because there's just no work to be done on making that wing ball. The wing ball flies in no problem at all every single time. So you can start hitting speeds harder and softer, basically just to control wherever the two balls put in there. I mean, and these players know these 9-ball breaks well enough that they know that if they hit it at 16 miles an hour, wherever the two ball's located, it's going to end up right here. Or it's going to end up right there. And all you got to do is just hit the rack to make that wing ball and start controlling the speed. I mean, you can't be perfectly accurate with it, but these players are so good that they're going to be able to control that two ball off of that one on the spot significantly more often than you can with the 9 on the spot. This break is golden. I mean, honestly, it's perfect.
I would definitely. It's way harder than just the 1 on the spot. I mean, in a normal match, when I played Fedor, I think he's supposed to break and run 5 or 6 in a race to 9, and he broke and ran 2 or 3.
Yeah,
played me, but then
I think the over under on any. I think the over under on any given match would be 2.5 for me.
For Fedor?
For for any of the top players.
I just think that break is pretty simple with the one on the spot.
It's simple to make. Oh, sorry. You're talking about
no. I was saying with the 1 on the spot. Yeah, with the one on the spot.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. If the one's on the spot, I think
the 9 on the spot, I think, is way harder.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I think if on a race at 9, it wouldn't surprise me if they ran 4 or 5 with the 1 on the spot.
Yeah.
So,
but Pin Chung, I mean, somehow, he figured it out. I mean, not really figured it out, but he's getting that. He's getting that one in the side, but still, it's still difficult to guarantee a shot. It's very difficult. I mean,
the
players. I noticed when I played Loho, every time he would just try to really make the 9 ball. That's all he was. When he almost had that 1 ball guaranteed, but that cue ball shot into the 9 ball every time. I think a lot of the players are doing that just to kill the cue ball, maybe in the middle of the table, and send the 9 ball to a pocket. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess looking at the format, well, we can talk about the format. Is there anything about this that you might want to change, or do you think that would be better if it was changed?
I don't think so. I mean, I think the format was well. I don't know if it should go from 9 to 8. Maybe just keep it at 9. Like when you go to
on the B side,
loser side. Yeah, that's probably the only thing I would say. I mean, maybe I know, it's gonna have to be like this. Maybe or maybe not. But a lot of the players, maybe I don't know, maybe 20. 23 players, no, 28 players, I think it was, got knocked out the very first day. I mean, you're paying a lot of money to just play for, one day.
I think that you would agree with me on this. There are, in that 256 player field, there are 80 players that have no business being there.
Yes. So, but they're still paying. I mean, I know.
They're paying knowing that they're dead money, right?
Yeah.
And they want to get into the box, and maybe they'll draw a Fedor Gorst or a Joshua Filler or a Shane Van Boning, and that's why they're coming and paying their money. I mean, they can't be coming and paying their money thinking that they have a chance of doing anything, right? I mean, they're
just there to have fun.
There's a lot of dead money in that. I mean, I saw it. There was like a sub 400 Fargo player there, and there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely. I mean, if you can pay an entry fee to get into it, pay an entry fee to get into it. Like I'm not trying to hate on them at all. I'm just if you're going there knowing that you're just trying to draw one of your heroes or just get into the box and just see what it's like on those conditions, do we owe you 2 days? I mean, do we owe you 2 matches to where you have to be able to have a second day. And what's the difference of playing 2 matches on day 1 or playing 1 match on day 1 and 1 match on day 3 and you're eliminated in 2 matches all the same? I mean, I understand what you're saying. I
understand. Like,
I
I mean, no matter what, it's going to be 2 matches.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 1 day or 3 days. It's the same. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of the people there, I mean, probably, like you said, probably about, I'd say 50 to 75 people were there just to have fun. Maybe draw their hero.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I mean, and then there's another handful of players that, are in the upper 600s to lower 700s. Probably like a player like me who, if we got on a run, maybe we could win 2 matches and have a chance at, maybe getting an upset to get into the money. But, I'm probably a favorite to make a second day. I'm definitely not a favorite to make money. It's, it's one of those, if you're going to sign up for the event, I don't think that you're, especially in the biggest event, or at least one of the 3 biggest events of the year, there's no such thing as a charity. If you're signing up for it, don't look for a handout. Don't say, oh, I paid, whatever, I should get a 3rd day. Nah, I mean, but I know what you're saying. And luckily for you, you don't have to worry about that because all you do is win, right?
I was just happy to cash.
Yeah. Take us through your, and of course, we're not even talking about the winners or anything like that yet, but that's because we have you here, and I think that it's important to talk about these things because we need to highlight your career. Take us through your match with Loho Sam, because a lot of people, I mean, Loho Sam's a great player. I mean, he's pretty close to a 770 Fargo. He's made the finals of a Whirlpool Masters. He's a real player, and you took him down on stream. Tell us about that match.
Going into that match, I was nervous. Before every match, I'm nervous, but especially when it's on the stream table, that really gets the butterflies going, I'd say. But we got going, and I mean, he started off hot, and I didn't start off great. I missed a 2-ball into the side, and I was like, here we go again, just like my first stream match. And a couple more games went by, and I got a little bit more comfortable, and it was like all the pressure went away, and I just started playing some pretty solid pool. And I think I was down 5-4. We were just going game for game. I was down 5-4. And
I think you were at 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, and 5-5, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we were just going game for game, and he was up 5-4 and missed a ball, and I ran out. He missed another ball. I ran out, and then I broke and ran, and then I was just super comfortable. But when I broke and ran that rack to get on the hill, all the pressure just came back. I was just, oh my god, this is happening, isn't it? And
he actually finish up.
And I went to play a safety up 7-5. Yeah, I was up 7-5. I broke, made a ball, and I thought I was gonna get a shot, but I had no pocket. Went to play a safety, and if you watch it on the stream, it actually looks like I try to cross bank it, and I leave it like 2 inches away from the hole, and easy out for him. And people in the YouTube chat were like, wow, what a stupid shot that was. Why would he go for the bank? I was trying to play safety, and it turned out terribly. I was insanely nervous, and I was like, well, it kind of did look like I was trying to cross bank it. That would be a dumb shot in that situation. But he did. He got out there, and it was 7-6, and I was like, please don't let him come back and win. And he ended up making. He scratched. He scratched when I was up 7-6, and I ended up running out. Thought I wasn't going to get out there for a second. I hit the first shot terrible and had to get out the long extension, and I was just glad to win. I was up 7-6, and I look over, and SVB's just watching. And I was like, oh no, I got to get out now. And I ran out, and I was like, was he watching? I don't know if he was or not, but
Of
I don't
course,
know if he was or not.
SAB is one of your heroes, of course, just like every.
Yes, he is my hero, or one of my heroes.
So, and I remember you came up to me after the match. You're like, Shane was there, and I saw that he was there. And on the match-winning 9-ball, I shot it like 5 times faster than I normally would because he was there. And
I just got down and hit it.
You're like he's like sitting here hyperventilating, telling me the story. He's like, I just got down and hit it because I couldn't think. I was so nervous. If I took 1 second to think about it, I would have missed the ball so bad. And Shane would have laughed at me. And you're talking like a million miles an hour. I'm just over here like laughing. It was funny.
Yeah, I just got down and kind of just poked at it. Honestly, I was just glad it went in the hole.
Yeah. I mean, and Loho Sum. I mean, he had a pretty good chance of. I think if I remember right, on the rack that you won, I think he dogged off maybe the 5 or the 6 ball.
I left him a tough shot on the 3 ball. I left him a tough shot on the 3 ball, and he rattled it. I made it, hit it terrible, played safe, and I think he scratched from there, and I ran out. So I don't know if he had a. I don't know if he had. Oh crap! He did have a chance.
I think
he had a
like
chance.
Length of the
I left the 2 ball in the pocket, and he hooked himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it again. I left another ball sitting in the hole, and good thing he hooked himself. Otherwise, probably gonna go hell.
And then how would you feel?
Insanely nervous.
So all in all, a good event. Happy with it?
Yeah. It was a great event. I was extremely happy with my performance on day 2. It was after I played Fedor. I didn't really shoot that match, but I was happy with my performance. I would say final match of that event didn't go great for me, but I had a couple people tell me, it's winning and then it's learning. My losses are learning.
Hopefully make you a little bit more resilient next time you play somebody who wants to try to talk to you the entire time and talk you out of your game.
But no, I was just happy to gain some experience on those tables. Maybe for the next event, I'll do a little bit better.
Sure. Well, I guess move on to the junior side of things. You draw maybe by Fargo rating. Maybe he was the highest Fargo rated player in the field. Cash?
I believe he was. Laz was probably the second highest. And Laz ended up winning the event. Shout out to Laz. Lazaro Martinez.
Yeah, good player.
Huge win for there. Yeah.
Great player. But I think I don't know. Do you want to talk about the junior side at all? I mean, you ended up winning your first match, lost your second one to
Payne McBride.
Yeah.
Shout out to him as well. He played. I think he played almost a perfect set against me. I think he just made one positional error and that was it. Played great.
Yeah, he grinded that set really well. His cue ball wasn't the best, but his pop, he just made.
I don't think he missed a ball.
Yeah, he just kept on making a lot of tester shots that could go wrong, but just never did for him. It was good for him. I mean, hitting him good.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're up to a 7-15 Fargo now. That's pretty good.
Yep, 7-15. I think I went up 2 points because of the U.S. Open. I thought I was going to go up a little bit more, but then I remembered I got beat 9-1 in the first round. So that's not going to help it a little bit.
Well, you got beat 9-1, and you should theoretically have been beat probably 9-3. So it's not like it was really far off, right? He's over 100 points ahead of you, so he should win 2 to your 1. So best case scenario, if it's going to go up, you're going to win, or you're going to lose 9-4, and then it'll go up a little bit, or 9-3, and you go probably down a little bit. So.
Yeah.
But so I guess let's move on to the winner, of course, because we've just been talking about you this entire time. Pin Chung is your U.S. Open champion, and I mean, this is where it'd be really nice to have like Pinozo on, or Jim, or Ray, or something, somebody that's got a little bit more age to them, because this may have been the most dominating U.S. Open win, at least from the semifinals and finals, that I've ever seen. Is there another one out there that you could go? I mean, it's pretty hard to top a whitewashing where your opponent doesn't make a single ball. And I should probably have this off. I think off the top of my head, I think Federer was up 5-2
He
and
was.
ends up winning one more game. So that means that Pin Chung wins 11 out of the next 12 games. You're talking.
Crazy.
I mean, let's. I mean, you can't really remove those 7 games, obviously, because they're right in the middle. But if you're able to remove those 7, Pin Chung basically wins 22 out of 23 games against a couple of the best players in the world. That's pretty good. That's pretty tough action right there. Oh, and now we lost Sam. Is he frozen? Oh no. Well, I guess I can go through. Pin Chung beats Federer in the finals. While we try to get Sam back in here, hopefully we're able to. If not, I guess you're stuck with me. Oh, there you are. You're back. I think. Do you hear Sam?
You frozen?
Are we good?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect. Are we good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
I love it when a plan works out. So, anyways, back to where we were. Pin Chung, pretty dominating fashion. What'd you think of Ko's performance?
I didn't get to watch the ending of the finals match. I was on the plane, but I got to watch a little bit of his semifinals against Aloysius Yap, and wow, did he shoot amazing. That was a performance to watch. I mean, he just put on a pure clinic, honestly. I mean, couldn't play much better. I think
No.
if it was the one on the spot break, I think he might have put 11 on him.
He really
way
made
he's
that
playing.
table look silly.
Yeah, I mean, he played perfect. Perfect.
I like how your mom is probably 3 feet from you, and she's just throwing you right under the bus in the chat.
She's about 3-4 feet away from me. Yes.
Sam is deathly afraid of everything. Namely, planes is a big one. How was your
Planes is a
plane
big
experience? Did you like that? Did you look out the window at all?
I had the window seat both planes. The plane there was fine. They said that it was going to be high winds coming in, and it wasn't bad. I was a little weirded out because we were in a cloud, and then like when we were coming into land, we were in a cloud. The clouds were low, and we get out of the cloud, and boom, there's water. We were over I don't remember what river it was, the Delaware River, something like that, coming into Philly. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to land in the water. It'd be like Sully. Wasn't, landed safely. It was a really good landing. But the landing coming back to Chicago, that was awful. The plane ride was perfect for the first hour and a half. And the last 2 minutes, I swear we were coming in like this into land and not like this. That was bad. I thought, never gonna get to see you again, Nate.
That would have been so sad. I bet your life just would not have been completed.
But yeah, long story short, I hate planes, bridges, water, everything. Heights, high ceilings.
The high ceilings part of this just I don't. That's the one I'll just never understand. He literally is afraid of high ceilings. Everyone, this is our next Captain America probably. He's afraid of high ceilings.
It's kind of the same thing. Like when you go into say for example New York City, and then you stand right next to
you can't even
the
stand
Empire
next to
State
tall
Building.
Buildings.
No, it's kind of the same thing. High ceilings, tall buildings. If I look up at the Empire State Building, I will fall on the ground and start crawling. Not even kidding.
Yeah, Tracy.
Yes. I'm
Tracy,
not very social.
Let's hear it, Tracy. Let's hear. What are all of his fears? throw him right under the bus in the chat. Just crush him.
I just named him.
Well,
I kind of
bet
threw
she's got
myself
more.
under the bus. I
You
do have
kinda did,
more,
didn't you?
probably.
Yeah. So I guess let's go through the semifinalists. Aloysius Yap and Oleska. What a great tournament for Oleska. He played great.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
he played great.
until he ran into Federer. In fact, I think he had Federer down kind of big in that set too, right? I think he had him down
I
5-1.
watched. It was 5-1, and
I think it was 5-1.
I don't know if he won another rack. He might have won one more rack. But I watched him in the last 16, I believe it was, against Ralph, and he put 7 or 6 on him, like to start off the match. I didn't see Ralph at the table except to get the balls out. I mean, Ralph was not shooting, and I mean, Ralph had a great tournament as well.
Yeah. Your dog doesn't agree, but I do.
No, UPS is here. No, they're not actually. They drove right by. But they drove right by. But yeah, Alexa had a great event. I was watching him play Fedor in the semis just a little bit. But yeah, he was playing perfect. And then
as good as he can.
Then hit a little hill.
Yeah, I mean, as far as my standout for the tournaments, I would say it's probably Aleska for me. The way that he played. I mean, obviously he didn't play Pin Chung level, but he's not expected to. We don't expect him to play that way. I would say that he probably significantly overachieved what most people would expect of him from a tournament, and it's impressive. I mean, we'll see if he can maintain it or if this is a flash in the pan. I mean, I remember was it the Whirlpool Championships? We had the debate about Mohamed Sufi, and I kind of brought up a question like, is this a flash or is this going to be something that continues? And I thought it was a flash. I know Jim argued that he's already been there, he's already done that. He's a trained veteran, and he's going to be there for the long haul. And I just didn't see it. I mean, and I don't.
It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing with Omar Al Shaheen. He made it to the finals against Albin.
To be fair to Omar, I know Omar a little bit. He's had some life stuff that's kept him away from the table a little bit more. That obviously it's none of my business to get into, but he's had some stuff off the table that has kind of kept him away. But with that being said, I mean, I kind of said Mohamed Sufi. I didn't think he was necessarily there for the long haul. I didn't think he was going to be a perennial powerhouse like the Shanes or the Pin Chung or the Pin Yis or the Albins or the Jasons, stuff like that. I don't think he was going to be there for every event like that. But I could see Aleska being there.
I think this is the second time Alexa's made it to a semifinal. I think he was in the UK or the European Open.
Yeah, maybe the UK Open. I think he had a deep run too. Yeah, I mean he's been there, and he's been at the towards the tail end of a couple of Euro tours too. So, I mean he definitely can play.
He might. I mean he's got a chance to make the Mosconi team. I mean, they said that if he would have won that tournament, if he would have won the U.S. Open, I think he was in. He would have only won 2 matches.
Because when Federer won that match, Federer was locked in. So whoever
have they announced it yet?
Yeah, Federer's locked in. Yeah,
Federer's locked in, and so is Shane.
It's after the U.S. Open, so now that the U.S. Open is done, so race to the Mosconi Cup, FSR, and I guess they didn't. According to the website, I guess they're not showing him as qualified, but it was after the U.S. Open that they were supposed to announce number 2, so maybe they're just holding off on it. But he's 10,000 clear of everybody else, so seems like he's plenty safe. David Al-Qaidi is number 3.
Oh, Federer.
Yeah, David Al-Qaidi is 10,000 behind. And then on the U.S. side, actually Shane is showing up as number 1, but Sky already qualified, so Shane passed him up. Oh, that's really funny. You got to check out the here. I'll pull this up. The picture that they have of Shane Wolford online is freaking hilarious. Check this out. They're really kind of crushing Shane Wolford over here. Look at this picture they use of Shane Wolford. he's like mid laugh.
Yeah.
How awesome is this? So that's fun. We got Billy Thorpe number 4, Shane Wolford number 3. Sky's already qualified and Shane's in, so I mean we can already lock Shane in as being there, I guess. Shane
I
Wolford.
want to know how Shane passed Sky though, because Sky made a deeper run in the U.S. Open.
I mean Shane Wolford won that event, and
No, I'm saying how did SVB pass Sky? I thought Sky was number one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, they might be pretty close to the same. I mean, Sky didn't make it much further. 1 round further
2.
than Shane. Was it
2
Shane
rounds.
lost in the final 64?
Yeah, Chang Younglin beat him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. But the difference in money for that is probably not that much.
Yeah, it's probably like
$2,000, $3,000.
I was thinking 3 or 4 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So I guess the quarterfinalists, we'll give a shout out to Robbie Capito, Jason Shaw, Max Lechner, Victor Zielinski. Do we need to go back to the finals? Well, whatever. We'll go back to the final 16. Daniel Marciol, Carlo Beato, Ralph Souquet. Shout out to Ralph Souquet. It's a pretty awesome tournament he had. Skylar Woodward, Josh Filler, Miguel Silva, David Alcaide, and Mario He.
Robbie Capito was playing solid pool.
I'll tell you what,
he impressed me.
I watched him play against Wojtek Shevchuk, and he absolutely destroyed him. I mean, the way that he was playing, I mean, he was running out from everywhere.
I think he was 7-7 or 6-6 with Fedor.
Yeah, I think they were close late.
I don't know what the final score was. I think it was 10-7 Fedor. 10-7 Fedor, I think. Sounds right.
Yeah, 10-7, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been 7-7. I think Fedor may have won 3 straight, if I remember right. So
that was the match. That was the match with that controversial call, right?
Oh my God! What did you see that? What do you think about that?
I think it was a good hit. I don't think the 8-ball moved. I actually slowed it down.
So it actually did move. I've seen videos of it actually moving. It does move. So
it does.
Yeah, and this is why, like, so if you listen to the podcast long enough, you know that I do not like that ref. I think he's arrogant. I think he's pompous, and I think that he always thinks that he's right, and he won't even go back to video for a lot of stuff. He just says he's right, and he gets things wrong. He gets things wrong, not all the time, but quite frequently. And he's too arrogant to basically say that, oh, I got it wrong. All right, let's reverse the call. I've said that a million times on the podcast. With that being said, he's a good ref. He's a really good ref because he's on top of stuff all the time. Stuff like this. I didn't see that thing move until about the 40th time that I watched it. With that being said, how can that be a foul if like the ball is resting on it and it falls into a divot? I don't know what the right call is on that. I mean, even to this day, like I don't know that if somebody knew that rule and could like say, all right, yeah, this is what the call is on that, and like this is where it's at in the rule book, I'm happy to go with whatever that is. But I've never seen that happen, especially in an event like this. Have you?
No, I mean, I still have yet to see the 8-ball move. I'd like to see that video that you saw.
Oh, it does move. I saw the video of it. Somebody like basically like zoomed it in and they like slowed it down, and it rocks, but it doesn't rock a lot, but it moves. I mean, maybe I can find the video of it. I'm sure it's probably somewhere in the matchroom forum. That toxic place. But I mean, if somebody has it available that's watching in that can tag me on that video, that would be ideal. Just for.
Would you be able to show it on the podcast?
Yep. Yeah, I can. I gotta find it though. But no, it definitely moves. But it moves like way after the ball's even gone. I mean, the ball's gone and you still see it there. And then the other ball leaves the frame and then it rocks at that point in time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, oh, here we go. I found it. Let's see here. Which one do I need now?
So it's not like the cue ball moves it.
No, yeah. I mean, I'll show it here. It's hopefully this works. Let's see here. What am I doing with my life? This one and this one. And here we go. Nope, not that one. We want this one. Let's see here. This one right here. All right. Here is the video of somebody slowing it down like crazy. In comes the six ball moves, and there's the rock on the 8 ball.
That's weird.
That's super weird, right? Isn't that tweaky? But you can see
Yeah.
the 6 ball is gone. The 6 ball is gone right there. And there's the rock. I don't know what the ruling is on that, to be honest with you. To me, it's like the 6 ball moves. The 6 ball moves first. How can it be a foul? But I guess if there's something in the rule book that says that, I mean, so like Marcel, I am very, very, very much against him just about in all. With that being said, he's a good ref. He actually is a good ref because he's on top of things like this. It took all of this for me to even realize that the 8 ball even moved. He was on top of that to begin with. Props to him. But if we could just have that with like a little bit more humble, that maybe you don't get the call right every single time and you're willing to go back and look at things, he'd be the greatest ref ever to play the game. But that's just my opinion. Whatever. So you see the 8 ball move now, right?
Yeah, I do. It's weird because it doesn't look like the cue ball moved it.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, we got Mr. Master Chef in here. Do you want to ask him? You want to ask him the question?
Oh, the question. Okay, Wojtek. Who do you like more, me or Nate?
And now we will not say a single thing on the podcast until we get a response. Nah, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I don't know. I guess Timmy asked the question.
There is. Oh,
what's
what?
Maybe you know this. I don't know. What's the rule if a player asks for a replay? Because Robbie did ask for a replay, and the ref said no to him. Do you know? Do you know that? I don't know what it is.
I don't know the rule. I mean, I've seen other players ask. I've seen other players ask, and they say yes. We'll give a replay. So I feel like if you're gonna do it for one player, you should do it for multiple players, like other players.
In this situation, I'm not even sure what. Honestly, Marcel's actually probably smart for saying no, only for the fact that this is so. I don't know if Nick Miller, the guy that posted that video that we just watched, I don't know if he actually did this himself or if he took this from somebody else who did it. But it took that much zooming in. I watched this live a bunch of times, and I never saw it once.
Yeah.
Is Marcel going to be able to zoom in the way that this guy did on the fly like that and be able to get this video to be able to come up with that? I don't know. Maybe, if when I watched this live, I would have said the 8 ball never moved. I would have watched it like 7 times over, and I still would have never seen it move. It took this video right here, and I don't know if they could do that live on the fly like that. That would have been a bit of a hornet's nest later on. I don't know. It's a bit of a nightmare situation, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Michael Littman has it right. I mean, they were frozen together, and the 8 ball was stopping the 8 ball from kind of falling into a burn mark or a little divot or something, whatever it was. I just don't know if that's a foul. I don't see why it would be a foul, but it could be something in the rule book that.
I think if the cue ball's got to hit the 8 ball in order for it to be a foul.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't. What I want to here's an interesting situation. What happens? No, I guess it's like if this was happening and the 8 ball is like leaning into a divot or something like that. The 6 ball stopped it. The 6 ball was removed, and then the 8 ball falls later on. Like let's say you're playing 8 ball, and the 8 ball ends up falling in behind it. That's a loss of game, I suppose. It has to be. I mean, if you take a situation like that, that'd be a crappy way to lose.
I think. I mean, what would you call it though? Like if
To me,
if
to me,
it's
that's a
the
good
cue
hit.
balls, if the 8 ball. No, I'm saying like if the 8 ball is just hanging there, and you make a different ball, not even like on the complete opposite side, and but the 8 ball still falls. You just bringing the 8 back up, or is it lost a game?
I think the 8 ball. I think in that situation, the 8 ball comes back up. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
me
think
too.
the 8 ball comes back up at that point in time because nothing actually stopped it. But this it's a different situation. I don't know. And then I don't know. Do you want to talk about the Scott Frost and Hunter Lombardo situation?
I was gonna mention that. Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy situation.
Because
I
Wojciech is
don't agree.
he's dodging your question. I think that means I win by default.
I don't agree with the ref in that situation with the Frost and Lombardo. I don't. How is the sitting player the ref? That doesn't. And then you're gonna listen to people in the crowd.
I mean,
I
that I
don't agree with
definitely do
that.
not agree with. I mean, that is just listening to people in the crowd. I mean, that's awful.
I've always
Especially,
been.
especially now that you're able to actually bet on these things. I mean, there are actually there are actually books that take bets on this.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you? Like, let's say worst case scenario. Let's say the guy that actually made this call is betting on Hunter. Let's say that that's
Yeah.
happening. We don't. I doubt it happened, but I mean, it's the situation where it's like the situation where there's I think it was a tennis match recently where like there was basically a bunch of hecklers up in the stands that were screaming every time one of these ladies was serving the ball, and well, it turns out that the no, sorry, it was golf. It was golf. And every time they take a backswing, they'd start screaming. And it turns out that they were actually betting against this person in stroke play. So like they're sitting there being able to essentially affect the outcome of the match just by being able to be an idiot.
Yeah. And
Who's to say that Hunter couldn't have had a bet on him, and that's why the person went with that.
yeah. And another thing about it though was there was multiple fans saying stuff. One side of the crowd was saying he didn't touch it, and then one side of the crowd was saying that he did touch it. And then you're only choosing to listen to one side of the crowd. Kind of just seems a little off. I don't know. And I mean, I don't think that the player sitting in the chair should be the ref. I've always been,
Well,
it's always been call
and
goes to the shooter.
this is what it comes down to ultimately is Matchroom tried to have a ref at every single table. And I don't want to get into Matchroom's books. I don't know what they make. I don't know if they're printing money or if they're lighting money on fire. I don't know. Nobody knows. Anybody who thinks that they know is an absolute knobhead who doesn't have any idea what they're talking about. They just have a keyboard in front of them, so they think that everybody needs to know how smart they are. Matchroom might be lighting money on fire. They might be printing money by the boatload. Who knows? They tried to have a ref at every single table, and they were not able to pay them enough to be able to justify having them. Wojtek, that's an inside story with Wojtek and us. Yes, printing money. He's the Full House king, but they tried to do that, and it just didn't work out for them, and so they stopped doing it. And now they have one table or one ref for every 4 tables, every pot of tables. They have one ref for. In the future, I would like to think that they're going to be doing well enough that they're going to be able to get back to the point where they're going to have a ref at every single table. Maybe even 2, because I think back in the day, they actually had one ref per 4 pods, and then they had one assigned scorekeeper to every single table that was keeping score and doing the shot clock. I mean, the situation to me, it's like, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. It had to be Hill. Of course, it had to be Hill. Why wouldn't it be Hill? Just to add the most controversy you could possibly have. But with that being said, I mean, it's like I just hope that it's not an issue going forward because you're able to pay these refs enough to be able to be there. And maybe Matchroom is like, all right, yeah, this was a bad situation. We need to probably speed this up a little bit. I don't know. And then you have a Marcel on every single table. Hopefully. Maybe not Marcel.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. It's who knows? Regardless, who knows?
Yeah.
Hunter Lombardo is getting absolutely dragged through the mud. Is it warranted? I don't think it's warranted. If If it's warranted, it has to be because you think that he's lying. Because if you think that he's a nit for calling a foul, I mean, if Scott would have hit the wrong ball first, is it a nit for calling it then? Or if he would have scratched, is it a nit for calling it then? It doesn't matter. A foul is a foul is a foul is a foul. If you're gonna foul, you're gonna have it called on you. It's stupid to say, well, this professional player shouldn't call this foul because that's more of a nitty foul than this foul. A foul is a foul. It doesn't matter. You're playing in the U.S. Open, the biggest event of the year for most of these players. You can't just like turn a blind eye to a foul. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, it's just dumb. So I mean, if you're gonna hate on the dude, it has to be because
I think
you
people
he's
were
lying.
just hating on him because, nobody's really sure if it was a foul. Like is he
Yeah,
calling a
well,
foul and it's
you're
actually
assuming he's
not a
lying.
foul?
You're
Yeah.
assuming that he's lying, right?
I mean, yeah. Because
And
I
of
mean,
course,
if
and of
it
course,
really wasn't a foul, then yeah, that was a pretty
yeah.
dumb move.
And then we're not, and then we have no issues. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone is on the same page. That isn't Hunter Lombardo or his mom, right? Everybody's on the same page. You're a nit. You're a douche. Everyone hates you. But we're going to take him for his word that it was a foul, at least in his mind. And Scott is going to say the same. Not the same, but the opposite, right? Because in both things can actually be true in this situation. Hunter can think that he did foul, and Scott can think that he didn't foul. And one of them's right, but it doesn't really matter at that point because you're not talking about what is, you're talking about what is perceived.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have a ref on every table. And if not, you're going to have situations like this. Just kind of is what it is. I don't know. Yeah. But the people that are like dragging Hunter through and I'm not like a huge Hunter apologist. I'm not. I mean, I've told this story a few times. The first time I ever met him, he disrespected me like crazy. Now we've been okay since, but I'm not the biggest Hunter Lombardo fan based off of the way that he treated me the first time I ever met him when I was a nobody, and I still am a nobody. But the first time I ever met him was not a good exchange. With that being said, I still think that people are being incredibly unfair to him.
I think he's gotten barred from like
a couple, yeah.
holes.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's silly. I mean, it's absolutely silly. If the only way that you can drag him through the mud like he's been dragged through the mud is if he's absolutely lying and you know that he's lying. Because if he thinks that Scott fouled, then he's being absolutely warranted. What he's doing is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with calling a foul, just like you would never not call a foul if he scratched, or if he hit the wrong ball first, or if he tapped the cue ball on accident. Well, what's the difference between him tapping the cue ball this far and saying, well, it didn't really go anywhere, it's not going to affect anything, let me shoot it again, right? No, it's a foul. Just like your shirt touching is a foul. They all know the rules going into it. Whatever.
I think I don't know. It's kind of just a weird situation, honestly. I mean, the shirt touching the ball. I mean, I don't think even if the shirt does touch the ball, Scott's not gonna feel it, just because the shirt's probably hanging down a little bit. But
yeah,
you still.
Yeah.
I mean, but even then, though, I mean, I feel like I don't know. In my eyes, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think it should have been a foul.
You don't think it should? So what you're telling me is you don't think all ball fouls should be a foul?
No. Like I'm
just
saying,
the
like
specific one.
If it was obvious, like.
So where do you draw the line? What's obvious and what's not obvious? Because maybe it was obvious to Hunter. Maybe it was draped over top of
it. See, that's the thing. I mean, I didn't have Hunter's point of view.
Yeah.
I'm saying from my point of view.
Sure.
I don't know what Hunter's point of view was.
Sure. I mean, you got to have a ref on all tables, and then this is all solved. I think that's the answer, right?
Yeah.
Or don't make all ball fouls a foul. But you can't do that either because.
Well, you can't do that because I mean, players could purposely move balls.
There it is.
I mean,
it's a crappy situation. However, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think that happening to Scott Frost was the best thing that could have possibly happened for his career. And I believe that because Scott Frost probably doesn't get an invite to the booth if that doesn't happen. He probably
And
doesn't get in there to do some commentary. And we found out how amazing of a commentator he is in that Matchroom booth. He was freaking fantastic.
I didn't get a chance to listen to him, but I heard he did
He's
really
great.
well.
He was great. He was amazing. He was awesome. He's going to be a staple, guaranteed going forward, of Matchroom Pool. He's going to be another Jeremy Jones, and it's going to be awesome having two American voices in there to go with all those crazy English fellers. It's going to be really nice hearing more of Scott's voice. You agree?
What was that? Did you hear?
What?
Some weird noise started happening. Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. I was some weird noise was happening.
Yeah, I mean, we
But
have. We have 45,
I definitely heard that he's great.
We got 45 people across all forums. I have to assume that most of you guys watched this. Did anybody hear him actually do some commentary? What did you guys think? Let's hear it from you guys. I thought he was fantastic. I mean, I thought he was pretty dang close to JJ with very, very little. Maybe he has a knowledge of JJ. I don't know. I mean, I would have to hear more of how he interacts and how he's able to get that across. But Scott Frost, I thought, was absolutely fantastic in the box, and I am looking forward to hearing more and more and more of him. I thought it'd be sweet. So
yeah, he definitely has a lot of knowledge of the game.
I think that this could have been the best thing for his career because it makes him very, very. What's the best way of saying this? It makes him the victim, which makes people already have a little bit of sympathy for him. And then you throw him in the box, and he turns out that he's an absolute amazing voice on stream. Great knowledge, great talker, great voice. He does have a great voice. Might be the best thing for his career. He may have just set himself up to be a commentator in the biggest expanding 9-ball tour the game has ever known. Let's see. Shorty Dancer says, "Oh yeah, Scott is a great commentary. I haven't heard him before. I was impressed." Melissa McBride, Payne's mother, said amazing. Michael McDaniel, I really enjoyed it. Mike Davis, he was very good for sure. It was nice to have a new voice in the mix. Carlos Rodriguez, the freezer did well. Joe Leandro, I'm going to go with Leandro. Fantastic, very well spoken. Really hope him and Matchroom can partner for more events. Consensus. I haven't heard anybody say that it wasn't good. I mean, might be a great thing for his career. That's my unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Although maybe it's more popular than I thought it was going to be. But I don't know. Anything else?
It's kind of the same situation that happened with Joey.
Yeah,
last year, the US
little
Open.
bit, but yeah, I suppose because that really threw
I mean,
Joey
if he would have beat
stage,
Shane,
right?
if he would have beat Shane, that probably would have been bigger, I think. But
we got Kurt Elliott over here being an absolute troll. This is why I hate people. I just hate people that do this. I hate Kurt Elliott.
But yeah, Joey, they were 7-7 though, right?
He's my teammate on Tuesday. I can say that about him. I hate him.
But Joey and Shane.
Yeah, it was 7-7 at the time, and Joey was about to go up 8-7. No, I think it was 7-6. I think Joey was up. I think that made it
7-6, Joey.
I think it might have been. I think that would have put Joey up with 3 games clear of Shane breaking. I don't think they were even. I think Joey was up a game because I think that made it even because I think Shane beat him by 2 games ultimately. I think he beat him 8-6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember what the final score was, but
somebody out there in the chat will know and tell us.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah, Jackie Diamond. Yeah. It was nice seeing you as well. I got to see her at the U.S. Open briefly. No, I guess any other big takeaways from the event? I don't know. What you got?
I think kind of covered it.
Yeah, I think so as well. And happy birthday. It was your birthday on the 3rd day, right? 3rd day, you turned 17?
Yeah. Yep, September 27th. Yep.
So
thank you.
You're almost an actual adult now. You're getting closer.
Yep,
and then
more
there's
of an
going to be
adult
nothing.
Than you.
Then there's going to be nothing protecting you from me beating you up. I'll only go to jail then.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about the co-match with? Yeah, but we talked about it briefly. I mean, what is there to talk about? I mean, Pin Chung is just a freaking monster. Aloysius gets to the table 2 times, I believe. I think.
I don't know how many times he got to the table, but it wasn't many.
And he didn't play an offensive shot.
Yep, I'll see you in Austria, Wojtek. We'll be hanging out while Nate's stuck at home.
I hate you.
Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I don't know.
Thank
I don't
you,
know.
Jackie and Shorty Dancer. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, the next event for you, I guess, is Austria, huh? When you leave?
I leave October 12th. My mom didn't want to fly out October 13th because it would have been Friday the 13th.
Your mom didn't, or you didn't?
She didn't.
Is your mom just as crazy as you when it comes to these things?
No, not quite. Not quite. She probably gets a little bit more stressed than I do.
Kurt Elliott. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the pockets earlier. They're freaking brutal, man. They're absolutely brutal. They were cut. I feel like the cuts were tough too. I mean, they just didn't seem like normal cut pockets for Diamond. Did you you think that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought they played well. I mean, I don't know. We measured them. We measured them, right? And they were advertised as 4 inches, but they were just under 4 inches, right?
Well, the table that we had next to our booth was 3 and 15/16, which you want to call me a nit for saying it's 1/16 of an inch off. Fine, go ahead. Let's see you. When you have a 1/16 of an inch and the pockets are that tight, that makes a freaking big difference. That makes a huge difference. Anytime you're taken away from those pockets at that point, there's not much room. There just is not much room.
Yeah.
There was several. I mean,
it was difficult cutting the balls down the rail, I would say.
Oh yeah, big time. You couldn't catch the rail going in. You just couldn't.
You had to hit it. You had to hit it with a good stroke. You couldn't hit it hard.
Good speed. Yeah, you couldn't play them too fast.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But
it's
everyone's playing the same conditions, right?
Top players are still performing insane. I mean, Pin Chung didn't miss a ball, didn't let Yap make a ball on these conditions.
Here's the true question.
Oh my God. Oh.
How about them boys? How'd the Cowboys do while they're out there? Did they play that that red bird?
They just beat the Patriots 38-3, I think. Yeah, they did. I'm pretty positive they just beat the Patriots 38-3.
Was that red or orange?
They played awful.
How about them boys?
Hey, but how about them Packers though, Alicia? How about them Packers?
Hey, boy, check. Can I get you to? How about them boys? Can I get one of those for Sam? It's so funny.
At least I'm not a bandwagon Chiefs fan, Nate.
Bandwagon. I've been a Chiefs fan since 2001.
Since 2019.
One.
No, I don't think so.
One. Priest Holmes, baby, best running back ever.
Well, you've been alive since
1984.
1970. Oh.
You want to know my favorite part about all this is? It's you can talk smack all you want, and I have this power. I get to just kick him out whenever I want. This is where it is right here, and then I can bring it back. Oh, and then he just left. No, he didn't. He just turned off his camera. All right. So what are you most looking forward to for Austria?
Not the flight.
Not the flight. Yeah. What is that going to be? Austria. That's got to be 9 hours, 10 hours.
It's a total of 10. So we're gonna fly in. We're flying from Chicago O'Hare to Frankfurt, Germany.
Lisbon. Dang it! I was way off.
Nope. Going to Frankfurt, Germany, and then we're gonna fly to Slovenia. So that from Chicago to Germany is 7 hours, and then we got a 2-hour layover. We heard that's a decent time for a layover, but then we
After that
have
long of
a
a flight it is.
3-hour flight from Frankfurt to Slovenia. I'm not exactly sure where at in Slovenia, but it's going to be in Slovenia where our final stop is. And then we got to get on a 40-minute shuttle to Klagenfurt, Austria.
That's really cute. Diamond thinks that you got over your fear of flying.
No.
He has not gotten over
Nope.
it. He hasn't
Has not
gotten over
happened
his
yet.
fear of anything. So
Yeah,
I have,
definitely not over the fear of flying.
so my cat, I have a cat, Luna, and she's deathly afraid of ceiling fans. Like she'll walk into a room, like if she's walking into a room, she'll look up at the ceiling if she knows there's a ceiling fan, and she just looks at it like this, like with the biggest like scared face that you'll ever see on a cat.
It's like
Until
me with
she
tall
knows that it's
buildings.
off. And that's like you walking into like a room with tall ceilings. Sam just walks in. He's like,
He's not
it's really
lying.
funny. He's afraid of everything. He doesn't get over anything.
We had at the U.S. Open, there was a double, because you had to go up 2 escalators to get up to the tournament floor, and you could look down from the top floor to the bottom of the first escalator, and it was far, and I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna get away from this edge.
I know. I had to pull you off of it twice after losing your second match.
Stop.
So, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Did I make your mom laugh?
Yes, it did.
Good.
It did.
Good. I like how my jokes are like 10 seconds behind, and I just hear her chuckling.
Yeah, she's listening to us on her phone. But but yeah, I'm gonna be playing the World 8-Ball Championships next week, or not next week, 2 weeks, starting the 17th, and then I'll be playing the World Juniors 2 days later on the 19th. So
Which one are you more excited for?
probably both. I mean, I don't know. The World 8-Ball, I think.
You're like that parent. Like, which of your children do you love more? I love them both equally, knowing that that's absolutely a lie. Nobody loves their children equally. Nobody.
I mean, I want to win both, but I definitely have more of a chance in the junior event. But I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I think we're all going to be pulling for you. And if you win
I appreciate it.
If you win the world juniors, can I request that you do one thing?
Not join the podcast?
Well, you got to say, all right, you want to hear how this event went? You need to check out the next Cue It Up podcast. And how about them boys? And then you could just walk away. Just drop the
I will
mic
say
and
how
walk
about
away.
them boys. And I'll also say that the Chiefs are trash. They're actually not trash. They're just trash because you like them.
That's probably true. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to leave off the podcast today then. It was fun. Congratulations, Sam. In all honesty, as much as I don't like you, your performance was pretty impressive. And it took a 50-year-old man playing mind games with you to stop you from beating him. So, and to get yourself knocked, it takes a Russian robot, and a 50-year-old man playing mind games to stop you from making the final 64. And that's pretty impressive. Good work.
Thank you. And
Even
with though
that,
I know you didn't mean it.
I meant it a lot. And with that, we can close out this week. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for Jacoby Custom Cues for continuing to support the podcast. We love them. You will as too. If you ever want yourself a Jacoby Custom Cue, make sure to reach out to the podcast or myself, and we can get you hooked up. Other than that, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week.